I'm going to be talking about amplifying your impact. And the idea is that new technologies can change the way we do our workflows that can significantly expand our scope and improve our efficiency as decision professionals. And maybe to get into this a little bit, let me give you some background. These are some lessons from the trenches. I have tended to focus on innovation and portfolio decisions across many industries. Broadly, how do companies grow or adopt change in many different areas? And some real patterns have come through when you get to see many different circumstances. And I would like to start with the patterns of criticism. Now, these may sound depressing, and I suppose they are, but I find these very powerful because they provide insight into what our clients and stakeholders really need from us. Okay, so faced with these criticisms, I realize that maybe I'm a little disconnected from the world that the people I'm trying to serve really deal with. And it starts with this idea of a decision. I'm very deeply committed to decision quality and making good decisions, but I have to realize that from the point of view of my stakeholders, the people I'm trying to serve, they are not, and perhaps they even shouldn't be. They really live in a world where they need meaningful results. And mostly I deal in sort of corporate settings, so just for context, but they need some outcome or result or progress against something that they're accountable to. And they certainly appreciate that decisions are an important part of that. But to be an ally with them, I have to get aligned with their fundamental objective, which is meaningful results. And then you think about the world they live in for trying to deliver on that. Well, I've kind of these kind of four things are pieces of this, right? So they live in a complex and confusing world. So this is one example. We've got tornado diagrams. Other common workflows that I've been able to innovate along these lines are probability of success. Some of you may have seen the talk on the maturity matrix given to the probability of success interest group. Value of information is another one. Value of information tends to be a very fussy calculation. It takes a lot of overhead, and I figured out ways to do it in a light way that creates a kind of map to navigate complicated situations on a more common basis. There's portfolio evaluation. How good is my portfolio? Where is it going to take me? Opportunity prioritization. So which one should I pursue? And another really interesting thing, which is the prioritizing learning. Because again, these things are often in time. So it's not simply a portfolio of opportunities. It's a portfolio of what actions I can take to move the ball. And so that's a novel kind of workflow I've found quite valuable. A question is, where is your organization on its DQ journey? And I mean this in a sense of like penetration. If you thought of all the ideals, all the cases where DQ could be applied, where it would add value, appropriately developed and applied with the right amount of overhead and attention to detail and communication, whatever that is for you, that's 100%. Like, how many instances are you actually touching, or are you have a direct impact on? And so I'd invite you to think just for yourself, but maybe Ayas, you could comment on, your perspective from Lily.
This is a theoretical question, but I can tell you it's probably low if you're defining the numerator and denominator in the way that you did, just because the opportunities are vast, right? So that's really the reason. And again, I would say the answer is, and that's probably the challenge every decision professional has in an organization, is where you dedicate your focus and energy in the meantime or in the short term, how you prioritize where the impact could be highest, if you will. And that's why I would say if you use that, the potential value impact, I think that can modulate this fraction significantly. So if I answered this question in absolute terms, it probably in the low single